Okay, we are live. I'm going to show you how to size this bottom shelf backer board, how I'm going to fit it to this opening, okay, and how to do that right now. Okay, let's do it. Alright, now you see I've got this down to 3 marks, okay? Now, you want to find center, and that's what we're doing, okay? We're finding center on this piece, okay? Now, so I've marked my tape. I showed you this in the last video, but it's much clearer today. Arrows, that's the same mark, all right? That's for left and right. That's the purpose of that, so that you don't get turned around and you know exactly where you're looking. Okay, now, I'm going to put this on here, and we're going to see that we are right here. Look at the arrow. We're to this outside line, all right? Look at the arrow. It goes right to the outside line there, okay? Now, I'm going to flip this around, okay, and I'm going to come from this other side, hooking here on the end. Okay, now we're going to come down here, and we're going to see that we are right here, okay, in the center. So I'm going to go with that third line in the center, okay? And I'm going to call that the middle, and that's close enough. Now this does not have to be tight. It can be, all right? And I'm going to split the difference between that and this over here. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my speed square. Alright, I'm going to lay this on here. Okay, I'm going to get this, pull this out a little bit away from the wall. Alright, and I'm going to get center. There's center. Almost center anyways. There we go. I'm going to mark this. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to push this against the wall. Now we've got this, see the gap, alright, so it needs to go tight. It overhangs. Whoops, right? I messed up. I made it too big. How am I going to solve that problem now without having to make a new one? Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure underneath. I'm going to measure right here underneath this ear. This is the ear coming out. All right, I'm going to measure this down here. And we have, looks like 7/8, okay, of an inch. Now we're going to go to center. Again, about 7/8 of an inch. Really, you need to see it from straight above it. And again, the same here. Okay, now, let's see if this is the same. We have about 7/8 of an inch. And let's check this side. And we have, right, this is a little bit more over here, but it's gonna be within tolerance, okay? Because we'll be able to make that work, and we're good. All right, so we're at an 1/8 inch more over here. So we'll make adjustments. Now, so that means I'm going to take off, I'm going to measure here, all right, and I'm going to take off 7/8 of an inch. Okay, at this point. So I'm going to put this up here. All right, then I'm going to take my pencil Alright, I'm going to come over here at 7/8 of an inch. And I'm going to make a mark at 7/8, or also known as 14/16. 7/8 is 14/16, but we don't call it 14/16 because 14/16 is an improper fraction. Alright, so it's 7/8, but knowing in your head, knowing that this is 14/16 will help you when it comes to making other measurements, okay, when you go to cut, so that you know that in your head that you're looking at 14/16. Alright, so I'm going to come here to my 7/8 right there, because there's 16/16 in an inch, and so knowing that there's 16/16, but not all of them are, we don't call them all by their name as far as 16ths, because some more would be improper fractions. So to make it a proper fractions, you have a 16th, an eighth, 3/16, a quarter. What's a quarter? A quarter is actually 4/16, but we call it a quarter inch. Then there's 5/16. Now we call it that because it's a proper fraction. Okay, so there's a little bit of math and a little bit of tape measure teaching. All right, if you count the marks real quick right here, okay, you have, okay, I'm going to show you right here real quick. You have a 16th, an eighth, 3/16, a quarter. That's 4 lines, right? That's 4/16. The next one over is 5/16 there. Then you have 3/8, okay, and 7/16, then a 1/2 inch, which is here. All right. So that's a little quick lesson. All right. Now we're using a straight edge, okay? And we're going to take this straight edge and we are going to get our line marked across and we're going to cut it. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to take this, all right, bring this to these pencil lines I just made, and I'm going to scribe across. I'm going to bring this up here to the edge, lining it up with that pencil line, and following it on through. Same thing. Here, get this lined up with that line down here, and following it through. Now, we have this cut. Well, it will be cut all the way across. Now, let's double check our marks. Get set, go, right? Let's check the mark. Let's see how much I've got here. And we have 7/8. Okay. Now we're going to go cut it on the wet saw. It's the best way to do this. You always want to make sure you wipe these down so you don't track water in the house, get water dripping everywhere. Okay, now that was 5 3/4. Let's see what we have. Okay, we have 5 3/4. Let's see what our measurement is. Okay, let's just check our measurement. All right, we have, what's that read? 5 3/4. 5 3/4. And remember, this doesn't have to be exact. It can be off a little. Alright, I may have to take a little bit more from there, but we'll see. Okay, here we have it. I have just a little bit of overhang, and that's perfectly fine, except I'm going to make this fit a little bit tighter here, so I'm going to scribe along the wall. Okay, I'm just going to pull this out a tad with my fingers, keeping this pencil against the wall, and we're going to cut this. Okay, one more time. All right. So we're gonna cut this second line right here. All right, so I'm gonna go from this point, straighten that out, all the way down to this edge here to nothing. Okay. Okay, I'm going to have to cut this at a slight angle. Alright, I'm going to show you how I'm doing that with this particular saw. You see this little edge right here. Okay. I'm sighting into this edge so I'm looking straight down here, straight down to this lip, that edge down there. And then on the saw blade, okay, I'm going to catch it right there so it runs at an angle. Then I hold it in that and it'll cut true at a true angle. And that's how I'm doing that. I realize this is long, but I'm trying to show you as much detail as possible. I have more videos cutting tile the same way, where I go to the same extent and even more detail and showing you how to cut angles on long format, big format tile. As you see, okay, there's where it started. Now the pencil line's gone, but let's see. It's following the pencil line. Okay, see the pencil line? It's following that pencil line. Okay. So, let's bring this up. Let's get this realigned. Let's get this going. Get this back part here lined up where I need to go. Sighted in. Okay, I'm sighted in and I should be good. There it is. Nice. Alright. Let's move this back. Hold it in place. Perfect cut. Now let's go in and check it and see. You always want to wipe this down. If this was tile, I'd actually be using a squeegee on it. And it wouldn't hurt to use a squeegee on this either. Alright, moment of truth. Let's see how this is going to fit. Am I going to have this slip? Alright, as you see over here, I now have some room for adjustment. Okay, that's nice. The gap along the wall looks good. Remember, I'm going to put tile on top of this, so that's perfectly fine. Alright, the back, I've got a small gap, no more, about 1/4 inch. We're good. That looks good there. Alright. Alright, now let's take just look, we've got a problem. Well, it's not really, a minor problem. I want to show you how you solve this. You're going to have to scribe this in also. And the trick for those of you that don't know, okay, dropping my equipment, dropping the pencil. put some glue on that pencil, right? Try to put a string on it. Won't lose your pencil. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put my fingers against the wall. Alright? Then I'm going to bring my point of my pencil right to the outer edge of that concrete backer board, right? You see the gap. So I'm just going to put this right to this outer edge of that. I'm going to slide along the wall now. Okay. I'm going to spin it up because I'm running out of room here. Okay. Just continue to spin it up. Spin the pencil up. Okay. Now what I can do, I can kind of eyeball and sight that in here. Alright. I'm going to use this straight edge to run my hand along, my finger along here. This finger here is going to run along this edge, alright, as I mark. So I'm going to put it on the pencil line. I'm going to keep it there, alright. But this finger here, I'm going to slide against the face, okay. So, pinch and hold it, and then just slide across. Bam! There we are. Alright, now we know we want to stop right at this point. So you just slide it in, and bam, there you are. Now let's go cut it. Alright, now I have some videos where I've shown you how to cut angles, and I'm using wedges, but it's on my tile cutting videos on cutting angles. I use wedges to cut to help assist me in cutting my angle. Just to let you know, I've already cut this. Moment of truth. Let's check it out. Oh, I got a little lip here. That's good. I got that little bitty 1/16 of an inch gap right there. Alright, looks bigger, but it's not. You see my fingernail. Alright, so that's nice. So I'd have to say that this is now ready to screw in place. Now see with this, I just kind of put my finger, my nail here, and I pull it out to my fingernail. It's flush. Same way over here. I put my thumb there, put my fingernail to it, pull out flush. Okay, and then the center is flush. You can feel here it's smooth. Here, a little lip right there. That's because it can come out just a hair more. Bam, we're flush. That's on the outer edge, right? Okay, but we're flush, we're good. Okay, flush all the way through, nice and smooth, all the way. You see, this is the lip here that needs to be smoothed out, which I'll do later. Alright, perfect. And you can have a slight gap. You know, that gives you some adjustments if you need to make adjustments. You know, that allows me to push it in if I need to, pull it out if I need to. If I need to push it to the back, to left or right side, right? It allows me just a little bit of adjustment. And nobody will ever see this. And that's about perfect. Just about as perfect as you want it. Okay? Alright. Remember, this is your bottom board. Now we're going to screw this in. Okay, these are made for this hardy backer. This concrete board. These are the Phillips. You want the square heads. They grab better. But that's just to let you know. These are designed to be in it. Alright, here we go. Get this back here. Just keep your drill straight up and down. Perfect. Okay, and perfect. Okay, let's put one in the middle. And one more in the back. We'll put one in the couple in the front as well. Okay. Get this one going here. Right, keeping your drill straight up and down. I'm on top of a screw. See what just happened? I'm on a screw there. Alright, so we got to come back out. Alright, let's come over to the side a bit. We should be just fine right here. Really? So, let's see. Maybe I need to totally change my position here. We're going to find out right now. Sometimes you can be going into a knot, but I think this side over here, I'd hit a screw underneath. Okay? Take your wood chisel and just kind of lightly scrape. As you see, I'm leveling it out where it buckled up. Okay? And that's how you do that. And you remove your debris. You have a nice clean surface. Alright, this is how I would clean that up. I just take this and take this chisel, or you could take the chisel and run it at a slight angle. Okay, just kind of push it forward at a slight angle, upward angle that is. Okay, and clean that little lip off all the way across. And I'm coming up at an upward angle, see, as I'm going across it. Bam. There we go. As you see, it's all cleaned up. Alright, now I've got this outer edge over here. Okay, again. Okay, I'm just coming up. You can even catch it at an angle. Okay, there it is. Alright, it's an upward angle, slight angle. There you go, done. Alright, this is my plumbing down here, going to the clawfoot tub there. Okay. Okay, the next portion of this will be tiling, time to tile, time to get the tile cut. That'll be part 3, part 4 actually. That'll be the next video in this series. So I look forward to hearing from you. Subscribe if you haven't. Comment, share, like. Look forward to hearing from you. Remember, EC2, tips and tricks, etc., etc. That's ECT, ECT. EC2, tips and tricks. ECT, ECT. Bye for now. We'll catch you on the rebound. Never give up, because there's always a way. There's always a way.